Shalom and welcome to the Yehoshua Rose channel here on YouTube. My name is Daniel. Glad to be back. It's been a while since I've made a video, and today I want to look at a verse in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 6. And I'm going to go to the King James Version here, which reads, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." Wow, that's a powerful verse. Now, for those that believe that Jesus is Jehovah, the Almighty God, and the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you would think that this powerful verse here, which declares that he is the mighty God and the everlasting Father, that there would be some kind of quotation in the New Testament referencing this obvious claim to his divinity. But as a matter of fact, there is counting that one, there's absolutely zero reference to this verse in the New Testament. None. Not one. Not one apostle read this and said this would be a good time to declare that Jesus is the everlasting Father, that he is the mighty God, wonderful Counselor. So, I mean, you would have to ask yourself, why? Why wouldn't anybody quote this verse? I mean, it's pretty obvious he's the everlasting Father, isn't it? Well, the reason they don't quote this verse is because this is not what that verse says. I know I just read it to you. It's what it says here in the King James Version, but that's not what it says. King James is quoting from the Masoretic text of the Jewish scriptures. So let's go to the Jewish scriptures and see how they quote. Over here on Shabbat.org, from the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible, this is the Masoretic text right here that they're quoting in the King James. This is what they use to make that verse. But when we see the Jewish translation, it reads a whole lot differently. They translate it as, "For a child has been born to us, a son given to us, and the authority is upon his shoulder. And the wondrous advisor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, called his name the Prince of Peace." Well, that changes a little bit, doesn't it? That makes that changes the context pretty much entirely. They see this as the wondrous advisor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, calling this son's name, who is given, the Prince of Peace. But that's his title, the Prince of Peace. And indeed, Yehoshua, or Jesus, is highly exalted. He's at the right hand of the Father who is the mighty God, the everlasting Father. But the prophecy says that he will call his name, Jesus, the Prince of Peace. So I want to establish this. We already see that no New Testament writer ever cited this verse, that the Jewish interpretation of this is completely different than the King James Version. And it's in the law and also stated by Jesus in the New Testament, or Paul, that the testimony should be established with 2 or 3 witnesses. So right now we have 1 versus 1. But I'm going to give you a second witness, and that is going to come from the Septuagint version of the Bible, which was written way before the Masoretic text. It was written a couple hundred centuries before Jesus was born, and it was based on a translation from the Jewish scriptures into Greek, and it was requested by the Egyptian king at the time, who wanted a version of the scriptures for himself that he could read. So how do we see that the interpretation into Greek from the Jewish scriptures, translated by the Jews themselves, reads in Isaiah or Isaias in the Greek, it says, "For a child is born to us, and a son is given to us, whose government is upon his shoulder, and his name is called the Messenger of Great Counsel. For I will bring peace upon the princes, and health to him." No mention of him being the mighty God or the everlasting Father. There you have it. I submit to you that this verse does not read the way it's given to us in the King James Version. If it was, it would definitely have been used in the New Testament. So, there we go. That's the way I see it, and that's the way I believe it is. Shalom to everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.